So, a warm aloha to all of you out there, and warm aloha to you, dear Jeanne. I'm so glad that we are here in your paradise here on the island of Kaua'i, and I'm really glad we met, and universe sent me to you. I experienced a lot of healing working with you. It was really nice, and I thought I may share something of your energy with the world. That would be nice.
Thank you.
So we are here at your Dolphintouch Wellness Center. And the obvious question is, why did you name it like this?
Well, the dolphins are my teachers. They are the ones that guide me and assisted me on my spiritual path. When I looked back at all of my aha moments, most of them involved an experience either in the physical or in the etheric with the dolphins. And so that was a connection I've had since a very young child. I have always felt a connection to the dolphins. Growing up in New York, there weren't a lot of dolphins. The only dolphins there were at the New York Aquarium.
Okay.
So I would go to the New York Aquarium, and when it got time, I have a master's in statistics, and when it got time to do my thesis, I decided to go to the New York Aquarium and see if there was any projects with the dolphins. And they said, no, we don't have any dolphin projects, but we have 2 beluga whales that are giving birth.
Oh, wow.
So I was able to be part of a study that involved 300 volunteers to record the timing of locking on, locking off of the nursing behavior of beluga whales. It wound up, it was my thesis, and it also wound up in my professor's book on statistics, and then it also became an article in zoo biology. So it's very exciting to do that experience. But yeah, I've always had a connection. Yeah.
And you said they are your teachers. So what did they teach you? I'm sure they teach you a lot, but
a lot. Yes. Yeah. So I had a lot of my spiritual awakening through my experiences with the dolphins. I can share one with you.
Oh yeah.
Where I think I might have shared it. Where I was in the ocean, and we were actually swimming with the dolphins. So if you ever done that on the Big Island, so you get in a boat and you go out, because usually they're in the deeper water.
Yeah.
And so you kind of need a boat to get there. And you jump off the boat, and then the dolphins are swimming by, and you connect with the dolphins. Have you done that?
No, not yet. But I'm sure I will someday.
I'm sure you will.
I want to.
Awesome. So it's our rooster. So as I was doing that, I jumped in the water, and I immediately kind of fell into a pod of dolphins.
Wow.
And I felt like they accepted me into their pod. And I was amazed that I was able to keep up with them, or maybe they were slowing down for me. I don't know which. But I was like swimming along with them.
Oh, beautiful.
And if anyone has swum with dolphins, you would know that there's like this vortex of energy that forms when you're around the dolphins. And that vortex of energy kind of takes you into another dimension, and like another place and time. And it's like there is no time, there is no space, little sound. So I was in this vortex with the dolphins, going along, and I'm in my bliss. I'm doing what I love. And we were going farther and farther out to sea.
The dolphins and you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. And I'm a pretty good swimmer, so we were just going. And slowly but surely the mind started creeping in, and it's like, where's the boat? Like, I have no idea where the boat was. And you know, you're out, like, way out of shore. Like, you can't even swim to shore. You can't, you know, you're just like this little person bopping in the ocean. And all of a sudden, I was panicking. Because if you ever been in a state, if you ever had a panic attack?
Yes. Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Well, I was in a state between bliss, swimming with the dolphins, and panic.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Getting further and further out to sea. But I had swum with the dolphins so much that I knew if I lost that connection, because I could have, you know, stopped and looked at where the boat was, but I knew if I lost that connection, then the dolphins would be gone.
Yeah.
You know, because that's how they are. They're there and they're gone. They're like so quick. And I didn't want to lose that connection with the dolphins. So I was a bit torn between my mind wanting to like look at where the boat was and my heart wanting to just continue to swim with the dolphins.
Sounds like a breakdown of life in general on this earth, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It was very telling in so many ways. So I started having a panic attack in the water with the snorkel and mask on. And if you ever done that, it's a little tricky. I mean, it's hard enough having a panic attack on land. Imagine being in the ocean.
Yeah.
And I'm breathing into my snorkel and I'm and just like hyperventilating, and I'm just like this, like, you know, panic came over me. And I had this flashback of my life, of all these times that I let fear stop me from doing what I wanted to do. I'm going to get emotional now. And where, you know, I was worried about what people were going to think of me, or what people would say, or I was worried about danger, so I didn't do something I wanted to do, or you know, I took the safe route, or, you know, didn't take risks in some way. And all those memories started flashing back in my mind. And I had two little kids at that time. And I was like, you know, if this is how I'm supposed to die, then so be it.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I was like, you know, if this is how I'm going to leave the planet, I'm doing what I love. I'm with the dolphins. If I'm going to end my life this way, then I surrender.
Yeah.
And in that moment, while I'm hyperventilating and everything else, this immense calm came over me. And it was a very peaceful place and a very still place. And I just felt this weight drop from my shoulders, and like this, like I gave it all to the ocean, and gave it all to the dolphins, all my fears, all my worries, all my boxes, and released it. And after that, I felt complete, and I felt like it was okay now to look at where the boat was. I was scared, but I was like, okay, I'm gonna look at where the boat is now. And I you know, got up and looked around, and the boat was 20 feet away from me.
Oh.
And
so not very far, actually.
No, it was not very far, and I couldn't understand, like, how could that happen? Because I was swimming for like 20 minutes with the dolphin.
Oh, wow, yeah.
And so I got on the boat, and people on the boat told me that the dolphins had taken me out and then swung me back around, back towards the boat.
So they enabled you to experience this process.
Absolutely, yeah. I definitely think they were instrumental in all of it. And from that moment on, my life shifted. You know, things that I was afraid to do, I was no longer fearful. I was not afraid to be myself. I was going to embrace who I am, and everything shifted.
Wow, what a beautiful story. Yeah, and so that's what the dolphins can teach us, because that would be my next question. What is it that the dolphins can teach us? And that's one core part, I guess, to be what we really are, and to act on what we feel inside, right?
Another thing it taught me was that, we, like, the universe has got your back.
Yeah.
Like, we are protected, we are supported, we are guided, we are helped in so many ways that we're not even aware of. And it just helped me realize, like, all these fears that we have are unfounded. It was my fears were totally unfounded, and that just to trust more.
Yeah.
I mean, it's hard to trust when, maybe your life's falling apart, or financial problems, or this or that, which is like you with the Jeep. It's like, you got to surrender and let go, and know that, okay, everything is divinely orchestrated. And I believe that, like, it's in my heart and soul so much, that everything that happens, even the worst thing that you can imagine, it happens for a reason, and there's a lesson, and there's a purpose behind it.
Yeah. So what you were just describing, this feeling of, I'm carried by the dolphins, by this energy, by this vortex, and there's no time and no reason to be fearful. Yeah, this is what sounds a little bit similar to the experience I had when we had our wonderful healing session in the ocean, where I then just floated afterwards. After our actually, after you finished your work, then you let me just flow in the ocean, and that was really, so such a freeing and amazing experience for me, to just feel you can just be here, float, and you do not have to achieve anything. Everything is cared for you, and so that's the.
It's a very powerful message to think that. It is my core belief that, as humans being down here, that we're meant to have everything we desire, and it's only us that are blocking us from receiving it.
Yeah.
We're meant to, food, water, shelter, air to breathe. We don't even think about the air we're breathing, but it's provided for us. And that's how everything is. And it's part of our biological right, being down here, being a human in a 3D planet, experiencing this, because our experiences go outward into everyone's experience. And so that's part of our right, being down here.
Yeah, definitely. And that's what I am feeling and knowing in a, kind of inside me, have been known that for my whole life. But I think this is really very interesting, because I think that's really true. We came here to create paradise on earth, to make a experience here in the 3D world, heavenly experience on earth, So, but if you tell that people out on the street, they say, yeah, well, it would be great, but I don't have it, and I experience the opposite of it every day, or I don't know. I have to work so hard, and I have not enough money, or I have been betrayed by my partner or something. So how can we really believe in what you just said, facing all the obstacles of that 3D reality we have been thrown into here?
Right. Yeah, it's a good question.